Russia will not accept a NATO-linked peacekeeping force in Ukraine, Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov told journalists on Wednesday. According to Associated Press, Peskov said Moscow views such discussions negatively. There is no European military, there are the militaries of specific countries, and most of these countries are NATO members, he said. However, he did not give further details of what security guarantees Moscow could give Ukraine. Peskov also repeated Moscow's position that peace talks between the two sides could not move to a higher level until groundwork had been laid for a deal, delaying the prospect of a meeting between Russian President Vladimir Putin and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. A meeting between the two leaders has been a long-term goal for U.S. President Donald Trump.
На Аляске состоялся очень содержательный, конструктивный, полезный и нужный разговор между нашими двумя президентами. Мы высоко оцениваем результативность этого разговора. Действительно затрагивались различные вопросы, связанные с украинским регулированием. В продолжении той работы, которую ведет российская сторона, и в продолжении тех миротворческих усилий, которые предпринимает Трамп и члены его администрации. Считаем, что говорить о каких-то деталях в отрыве от общего контекста и в публичном режиме было бы вряд ли полезно для общего результата дела. Полагаем, что работа должна дальше вестись в непубличном формате, только так можно достичь результата. Собственно, не существует европейских военных, существуют военные конкретных стран, и большинство этих стран являются членами НАТО. В самом начале именно продвижение военной инфраструктуры НАТО и инфильтрация этой военной инфраструктуры в Украину, это можно, наверное, назвать среди первопричин вот той конфликтной ситуации, которая возникла. Поэтому мы относимся негативно к этим обсуждениям.
It doesn't matter what they say, Trump said as a reporter directed a question to his special envoy Steve Witkoff during Monday's marathon cabinet meeting about the Russia-Ukraine war. Everybody's posturing, he added, using an expletive to describe it. According to Associated Press, Russia's top diplomat, Sergei Lavrov, made it clear last week that Russian President Vladimir Putin won't meet with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenski until the Ukrainians agree to some of Moscow's long-standing demands to end the conflict. Lavrov's comments came after Trump earlier in the week declared a breakthrough in the conflict, saying that he was arranging for Putin and Zelensky to meet. Trump, after intercepting the question for Witkoff, then turned to his envoy and asked if he had a different answer to offer. Witkoff added, "I agree with you, sir." Trump also denied weaponizing the government against his political opponents when asked if his administration was using the government to target his political opponents given his attempt to oust a Federal Reserve governor over alleged mortgage fraud. Trump bristled. "No," he said, adding of mortgage records, "they're public." The president then chastised reporters for not digging into accusations of mortgage fraud, saying, "If you did your job properly, we wouldn't have problems like Lisa Cook." Trump frequently decries the administration of his predecessor, Democrat Joe Biden, for using his government to unfairly prosecute conservatives. But Trump is attempting to fire Cook over allegations of mortgage fraud that haven't been proven.
You have spoken out very strongly for a long time about what you see as the weaponization of government. Is your administration weaponizing government by digging into the mortgage records of officials?
No, they're public. I mean, you can find out those records. You can go check out the records yourself. And you should be doing that job, actually. You wouldn't do that because that's not the kind of reporter you are. But you should be doing that job. I shouldn't have to be doing it. If you did your job properly, we wouldn't have problems like Lisa Cook.
I have a question for Steve Witkoff, if I may.
Yeah.
This past weekend, Sergei Lavrov was saying that Putin will not sign a peace deal with Zelensky because Russia views him as illegitimate. Just wondering if the Russians have been relaying this to your team, if they view Zelensky, as a leader worth signing a peace deal with. If they
Doesn't matter what they say. Steve can answer, but I can answer too. Doesn't matter what they say. Everybody's posturing. It's all bullshit, okay? Everybody's posturing. Steve, do you have a different answer?
I agree with you, sir. Governor Pritzker said yesterday that at a press conference that he would encourage nonviolent resistance to the National Guard if they were sent to Chicago. What's your response to that?
He said what?
That he would encourage nonviolent resistance if the National Guard is sent to Chicago.
Look, this guy doesn't know what resistance is or nonviolent resistance is. He's a bad politician. It's amazing. I mean, if he didn't have the money, he wouldn't get any votes because there's no compelling reason to vote for him. The guy's a major loser. But it would be nice if he would call me. I would change my mind immediately. He said, you know, because everybody knows Chicago is a hellhole right now. Everybody knows. It's not like he's saying Chicago has much better numbers, right? Well, what's much better? You mean 100 people are going to be murdered? It's going to be much more than that. So I would have much more respect for Pritzker if he'd call me up and say, I have a problem. Can you help me fix it? I would be so happy to do it. And I hope, just in finishing, I hope that Illinois, I hope that New York, I hope that California. You have an incompetent governor in California, Gavin. I know him very well. He's incompetent. He's a nice guy, looks good. Hi, everybody. How you doing? He's got some strange hand action going. I don't know what the hell his problem is. It's a little weird, to be honest. There's a little something shaky going on there. But, you know, all he has to do is call me and say, we have the Olympics coming up. We want to make it really good and safe. And I'll put some really good, great American patriots in there, and you won't have any problems. Don't forget, it's loaded up with some stone-cold killers, some really bad people, some people that were just born to be bad. They're criminals, bad criminals, dangerous. And we can solve the problem for them very quickly. You have a very talented group of people. They get along, they work along together. And there's something really nice about just, you know, the openness of what we're doing. It's government. It's an open government. That's what we are. And we haven't made too many mistakes. Maybe we'll, but we haven't made too many mistakes. We've called it right.
Satellite images of the consequences of the Ukrainian UAV attack on the Novoshakhtinsk refinery have been released. It seems that most of the crude oil tanks with a volume of 80,000 cubic meters were destroyed. The pipeline overpass and the KAMAZ trucks of the Ministry of Emergency Situations were also damaged. Satellite imagery from Makhar also confirms that a Ukrainian armed forces drone strike on August 21 at the Novoshakhtinsk oil refinery in Russia's Rostov region resulted in the complete destruction of 6 storage tanks and damage to 2 others. Authorities in southern Russia's Rostov region said that a large fire at the Novoshakhtinsk oil refinery was extinguished early Tuesday, almost a week after a Ukrainian drone strike set the facility ablaze. The refinery, which produces fuel mainly for export, was attacked on Thursday night. Firefighters battled the blaze for days, using so much water that nearby communities faced shortages until supplies were restored on Monday. I just received a report that the fire at the Novoshakhtinsk oil production plant was extinguished at 5:45 a.m., acting Rostov region Governor Yuri Slyuser wrote on Telegram. Novoshakhtinsk, with a processing capacity of 110,000 barrels of oil per day, is considered one of the most important oil refineries in southern Russia. Located around 10 kilometers east of the border with Ukraine, it is regularly targeted in drone attacks. Recent Ukrainian drone strikes on Russian oil refineries have pushed wholesale gasoline prices to record highs and triggered shortages, coinciding with peak seasonal demand from farmers and tourists. Reuters estimates that 17% of Russia's refinery capacity, or 1.1 million barrels per day, has been disrupted. Meanwhile, Governor Slyuser said overnight Ukrainian drone strikes damaged homes in the Rostov region but did not cause any deaths or injuries.
Уралы, КАМАЗы. Вот Урал-Некст сгорел полностью. Вот такая херня. Там тоже Уралы стоят. Вот оно все в мазуте. все не в мазуте, а в нефти, не обработано. Дотла выгорел. Вот этот КамАЗ с ПСЧ тоже дотла выгорел. Сюда пошел мазут, когда взрыв произошел. Вон бочки все погоревшие. Взорвался. И горячий мазут пошел сюда. Вот все в мазуте. А вон машины погоревшие. Пожарные. Новые.
Не мог туда убежать, блядь? Так точно. А что ты туда не убежал? Третий прием. Только обрадовались, что все.